all been there. You've just gone to a certain place at a certain time on a certain date, done a special thing, and the thing you suspected would happen has just fucking happened. Not to mention the fact that you've just seen whatever the fuck it is that lives in your mirror, been told in detail how you're going to die, and the highly demonic and invincible thing you summoned is heading towards you. Also, your family's dead. Your friends are all missing, and you've just been framed by someone with access to your bedroom. What the fuck do you do now, sweet protagonist? Well, you've come to the right place. These are the simple rules one must follow in order to, firstly, not become the victim of creepypasta, and furthermore, to come out kicking if the worst does happen. With the help of this handy guide, you too can be merely a catatonic, traumatized wreck, as opposed to the guy currently being worn as a coat by some dude who roams a lot. Just keep these simple rules in mind. Number 1. Mirrors and darkness don't mix. Number 2. Actually, mirrors are a general no in the creepypasta world. There is nothing more sinister. Number 3. There is a 0 chance of survival if you look at the thing that no one else can see or answer its question incorrectly. Number 4. If you are alone at night in a creepy mental institution, take some time to consider just what the fuck you're doing there. Then, if it is appropriate to do so, leave. Number 5. Avoid going to places where everyone else who went there never came back or died inexplicably. Number 6. If someone stops your vehicle at night and asks to come with you, it would probably be in your best interest to politely decline. Number 7. Killing is the last method of survival. Use it sparingly, but without fear. Number 8. Who was phone is always a good thing to ponder. Also, who the hell answers the phone while having sex with a dead guy's sexy daughter? A creepy rapist. That's who. Number 9. Get a simple .38 revolver. Load it with 2 silver bullets. If you really feel there is no chance to come out of a situation alive, take 1 shot at whatever is threatening you. If this doesn't work, you still have the last shot to become a tragic hero with. Number 10. Area 51 is simply too well guarded to let you get in, or let any alien out. Number 11. When going to a hotel, try to steer clear of unauthorized areas. If you couldn't resist but you saw a red thing, take some time to consider the price range and hotel standard of your next visit. Have you ever stayed at a haunted Hilton? Number 12. When booking your hotel stay, TripAdvisor can be an invaluable tool when deeming whether your choice is the scene of a multiple murder, full of dead people, or built at the mouth of hell. Local newspapers can also be helpful. Number 13. Invoking demons, speaking weird languages, and performing rituals of any kind is considered dangerous. Refrain from doing that, especially around abandoned warehouses, churches, psychiatric institutions, the woods, and your house in front of a mirror at night. Number 14. When going to a new area, environmental understanding is a key to survival. Ask around for cursed places, legends, dangers, and other details. Listen to the local people's advice. And don't be afraid to ask if you're unsure whether the attacks or disappearances are paranormal and which aren't. Number 15. Always have a Bible next to your bed. Provides average reading material, proof of beliefs, and a really heavy and effective object to throw at enemies. Number 16. Don't count on holy water. Get a sturdy vial of sulfuric acid and let a priest consecrate it. Number 17. Japanese priests cleanse rooms by waving katana swords around. Their ritual is 100% effective on corporeal forms. Number 18. If you find 666 messages on your phone, mailbox, email, etc., consider changing said service provider. Also, don't bother listening or reading to these messages. It's spam. Extra dimensional, possibly, but spam nonetheless. Number 19, old pharmaceutical companies cannot help you unless you specifically need blood of the innocent, snake oil, and radioactive syrup, which is never. Number 20, if you need to sign it in blood, you do not need to sign it. All mainstream governing bodies will accept contracts signed in ink. Bear this in mind if offered deals that seem too good to be true. Number 21, lighthouses are dangerous. Avoid them at all costs. If you work at a lighthouse, consider a career in insurance sales or veterinary care. Have you ever read Three Skeleton Key? Number 22, there is simply no reason to listen to music that causes suicidal tendencies. Number 23, or to watch films that have strange or disastrous consequences. Number 24, if you'd like to plan ahead and have some money, buy your auntie and uncle a house in Bel Air. Nothing can harm you there, no matter how scared your mother is. Number 25, secret, secluded, untouched places in old buildings are left untouched for a reason. Pioneers never say die, but in fact they do have an unusually high mortality rate. Number 26. Before you start swimming in the ice-cold waters of a murky lake at the center of a dark forest at midnight, ask yourself, do you really want to travel to an ancient and terrifying city? If the answer is no, then stay at home instead and watch whatever quality programming is available on Cinemax, which means boobs. Number 27. On your 33rd birthday, try celebrating in a well-lit house with the company of others. Number 28. Refrain from using the one true name for anything. There is probably a reason people gave it a nick. Number 29. Watching TV static for long periods may be hazardous to your health. Try satellite TV or Freeview to combat this problem. Netflix and internet streaming are also effective. Number 30. Get a cat. Those furry little hairballs seem to perceive unnatural phenomena better than us, and if desperate, simply throw it at whatever is about to get you. Number 31. Safety in numbers. If you're getting a bit too freaked out, grab a few friends, any and all firearms, and avoid the area in question. Number 32. Cemeteries are bad places, especially in foggy conditions and on Halloween. 33. Try not to close your eyes. Ever. If you must do so only briefly. If something has moved from its original location and the time it is taking you to blink, it is recommended that you do not blink again until you have dealt with said object. Fire is presumably the best method. 34. If you have ever find an unmarked tape that contains the file extension .avi, even if it's your favorite kids show, do not, under any circumstances, watch that tape. Now, if it is the extension .mts, that is a different matter altogether. 35. If you hear chanting, run until you are out of earshot. 36. If you are too old to play with dolls, you do not need to be anywhere near one of these creepy little fuckers. 37. Legends can offer valuable insight of where not to go camping. 38. When babysitting, ascertain the family's tastes and preferences to avoid being killed by poorly selected statues. 39. Even if you are certain that running will not save you, it's always best to try. Number 40. If you ever go to buy a used video game, whether it's at a game shop or a garage sale, never ever buy one with a weird looking cartridge. This includes strange colors and ripped off labels with titles written in marker. The latter tends to happen more often than you think. For the daring, don't just buy said game to become famous. Your chances of becoming an internet celebrity because of it can only work if you know how to program. You should also be highly suspicious of games priced too cheaply in bootlegs. Number 41, if you decide to buy the used game anyway, rip the son of a bitch out of your console the moment it starts acting funny and take a hammer to it. 42, if you ever see a strangely new looking doorway with a strange face on it on a building you swore you didn't see at first, and the building happens to be an old chateau, don't fucking open it. Number 43. It's probably best to refrain from looking up on Google the phrase "huskies with grins." You'll just end up having to spread the word. Number 44. Never allow someone to take a picture of you with an outdated camera. If it's too late, your only bet is to gamble with death. Or just trap them in a photo. That works too. Number 45. Don't play with dolls if they come with a needle or a defect. Especially a defect. Number 46. Burn Ouija boards. But be sure to have one of these car fresheners handy. The real reason why spirits get pissed off is because of that foul aroma that it produces when it's burned. Number 47. Never confront animated puppets physically. Subdue them with spells, or they'll come back with minions or in a real physical body. Number 48. If you find yourself unable to escape, dancing may ward off the entity. Doing the hokey pokey is known to ward off curious monsters, but you might have to do the moonwalk to deal with zombies. Number 49. If you're checking your computer for viruses and you go too deep into System 32, refrain from clicking on any .avi files. If you do not heed this warning, creepy videos on YouTube. Number 50. If you see old tapes containing the words happy or appy, pretend you never saw them. Just go on with your life. You'll just end up invoking some whacked out, coked up director on an old children's show, and you'll wind up having to pull some thanks for the ride shit to kill him. Number 51. If you buy a used camcorder and find the previous owner left one of their tapes inside, refrain from watching that tape no matter how tempting it may be. Number 52. Be careful when buying an old second-hand TV. Just saying. 53. If you see a guy with both an incredibly large smile and black eyes, extricate yourself from the premises post-haste. Number 54. Don't go to a friend's house to bake cupcakes if they have random spurts of insanity. Number 55. Phone companies with low coverage are best avoided. Number 56. .exe files with strange names are not safe. Do not open them. 57. For the love of Neptune, turn off your fucking faucet when you're done with it. Number 58. If you are told not to look behind you, it is better to do so. Unless you're against a wall. Also, don't listen to anybody who tells you to go to sleep. It's better just to run away. Number 60. If you see a tall man with tentacles, run. Number 61. Don't enter strange websites. Number 62. Don't enter strange places. 63. Not even strange videos. 64. If a woman who covers her mouth asks you if she's beautiful, tell her she's average. It'll prevent her from slicing your mouth. 65. No good can ever come from owning a shiny Pokemon. Number 66. If you're an intern at a cartoon studio and you happen to be reviewing a new episode, make sure the episode is safe for work before viewing that shit. Number 67. Don't be so excited when being asked to look behind you, but don't take forever. No reason to keep certain death waiting. Number 68. Weird shit in Europe won't hurt you in the United States. Leave that to Creeps, Scarecrow, and the Creepy Dark. Number 69. Weird shit in the United States won't hurt you in Europe. Damn. Number 70. Should you break Rule 54, there is always a chance of rescue. Number 71. If your brother is tired of noise, Or if your close friend has a brother like that, refrain from going into his basement unless you want to be tortured, raped, and killed. Especially raped. Isn't that right, MCP? Number 72. If you buy a memory card and it has saved data on it, delete all of the saves. Number 73. If you get a drawing of Sonic on a disc and the only file is on that disc is a .exe file called Sonic, don't play it. Destroy it, or a demonic being that looks like Sonic plushie, like a Sonic plushie, might kill you. If he chooses not to, he will scar you for life. Number 74. If you see what happens to be a 12-year-old kid with black shorts, a gray bloody shirt, red shades, dark gray skin, and a maniac grin, do not, under any circumstances, piss him off. Unless you're werepie. Or brave. 75. Even on Christmas, paranormal shit can happen. Number 76. Neighbors may have a darker side. If they do things that seem off for them, act normal. Number 77. In addition to Rule 76, if you hear foreign voices from your body, that means you've been body jacked. Number 78. If you are an adult and you notice that you are being stalked by a guy with a black suit, long arms, and no face, reach for the nearest child and throw him or her at him, then run like hell. 79. If you are a child in the same situation, run like hell before said adult uses you to satisfy aforementioned beings craving hunger. If you do not manage to escape before the adult snags you, try bargaining with the Slender Man that the adult is more delicious flesh. Number 80. The Slender Man, said monster described in the last two tips, feeds on paranoia. If you remember, Slender Man only wants to hug. He won't go after you. But if Slender Man does stalk you, run, man! Number 81. If all else fails, give Slender Man $20, and he should just leave you alone. If you see someone crawling on the ground, it's more likely to be something, and you don't want more information than that. Number 83. If you are a police officer, state trooper, FBI agent, or any person of authority, and you have 2 days left until retirement, if you happen to notice anything suspicious or dangerous to your health, get the fuck out of there immediately. Number 84. If you are being chased by any creepypasta and feel that you are 100% out of options, attempt to run to wherever Stephen King is doing his next book signing. Your killer will be far too interested in trying to get an autograph to remember what they were doing there in the first place. If Stephen King is not in your general vicinity at the time, R.L. Stine is always available. Number 85. If you are a creepypasta reader and feel like things are getting a little too real, take a break. Number 86. If you find a magic stick that lets you draw living creatures, don't draw yourself. You may be surprised at how pissed off your creations can get at you. Number 87. If you wake up in the middle of the woods after falling asleep, listening to your own heartbeat, take notice that someone probably put you there. But don't call the police. Publish a book deal of it and get a movie deal. Number 88. If you are being offered an orange by a demon, either don't take it or follow the steps from rule number 89. On the third day of the third month, every 33rd year, seal up all of the openings in your house unless you want to be eaten by an evil mist. Number 90. If you have noticed that you're being stalked by a screaming child in a skull mask, don't always assume the kid's evil. It could just be sure to save the bunch of crunch should you have any. Number 91. When reminiscing about your favorite kids show on a message board, Take a moment to consider if the episode where all the characters screamed their lungs out was real or not. Also, take a moment to consider if the entire show was real or not. Number 92. When looking through mysterious blood-soaked pictures of left in your mailbox, check to make sure you locked your doors and windows. Number 93. Remember, snowmen have feelings too. Number 94. Stitches is naked. Covering him with a towel will cause him to die. Do so. Number 95. If your friend disturbingly edits tapes, it's probably a good idea to never try to see him again. Number 96. If you keep finding broken glass in your home, check to see if the shards match the colors of the glass object that was broken. If they don't, run. If Jeff the Killer shows up in your bedroom, unarmed, and invites you to follow him to his home, for God's sake, don't do it. Number 98. You should take notice that your friend has suddenly developed a personality that's a mix between Heath Ledger's Joker and Beetlejuice. He or she is most likely inhabited. It would be best to keep clear of this person until they have returned to the normal, boring as fuck personality. Number 99. If you encounter a small creature that looks like a mutant four-armed baby with Jeff the Killer's face, don't listen to it. Not even if it offers you gold. Number 100. Stay far, far away from abandoned amusement parks. Follow these simple rules and little or massive harm may befall you. Either way, the important thing is to make sure your tale is told, copied, and pasted repeatedly. Forever yours, Management.